Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be talking about new developments surrounding Quant being incorporated into Polygon's offerings and news surrounding Hyperledger promoting Quant. On the 3rd of March, the official Quant Twitter page tweeted details in regards to updates surrounding Quant's overledger offering, whereby overledger will provide support for Polygon. Quant has actively aligned themselves to Polygon. Polygon solves common blockchain pain points, offering low gas fees and higher speeds without sacrificing security. To date, there are more than 6,000 dApps already using the system. In numbers, a transaction that costs traders 50 USD and takes minutes on Ethereum now costs less than a cent and is instantaneous on Polygon. Polygon integration is part of Quant's product roadmap for Overledger, providing seamless interoperability of smart tokens across multiple DLTs and blockchains. The open connectivity and association between Quant and Polygon will lead to active users of Overledger enjoying reduced fees upon the active transfer of datasets between a network and Polygon. The cost effectiveness which will be observed upon the incorporation of Polygon into Overledger's offering will make transaction fees which arise as a result of transaction actions being lowered compared to when the Ethereum network is directly plugged into Overledger, with the potential for lower transaction fees being experienced by users of Overledger, namely through the direct incorporation and utility of Polygon. More developers may be drawn to Overledger to enable interoperability parameters. As more developers actively leverage Overledger's interoperability mechanism, QNT token transactions will invariably increase, whereby the active utility of Overledger requires the need to actively purchase licensing fees in the form of QNT. Furthermore, when datasets are exchanged between a network and the Polygon blockchain, QNT tokens will act as gas to induce the verification and validation of such transactions. Thus, QNT token demand will invariably increase over time. Polygon also has more than 6,000 dApps, which will invariably possess datasets which could be exchanged in an active and seamless nature to other DLT platforms through interoperability mechanisms via Overledger. With the abundant number of dApps present on the Polygon platform, when datasets associated with Polygon is exchanged to other platforms via Overledger, network effects will invariably arise, whereby the connectivity of varying DLT via Overledger will lead to invariable increases in the overall utility of Quant's offerings, namely Overledger, will induce Metcalfe's law. Metcalfe's law is the phenomenon by which the value of a network is proportional to the square of the number of connected users of the system. Metcalfe's law is typically positive, resulting in a given user deriving more value from a product as other users join the same network. As the volume of actions associated with Overledger increases over time, the value and transaction actions associated with QNT will increase over time. Quant could see significant increases in its utility and in turn value in response to the exchange of datasets between public blockchains alone. As well as Quant partnering with Polygon, Hyperledger, one of the most widely utilized private and permission blockchain systems on the marketplace, has promoted Quant. Hyperledger detailed how universal DLT interoperability is now a practical reality. The article detailed the mechanisms of interoperability approved and approached by the World Economic Forum, whereby the World Economic Forum identified three main categories: cross-authentication, oracles, and the API gateway. Hyperledger detailed a DLT API gateway can have shared endpoints across distributed ledger networks, standardized DLT data objects, and can compress many DLT actions into one endpoint. This is the approach we take with Quant's Overledger API. Hyperledger's article detailing the need for interoperability has led to offerings allowing Hyperledger's members having the opportunity to gain access to the Overledger operating system, which can provide them with choice and ease of implementing Hyperledger as well as any other blockchain and distributed ledger technology, and the ability to seamlessly integrate their technologies with legacy systems. Hyperledger's utility of Quant's offerings could be huge for the fintech company, as Hyperledger is actively used by a number of organizations around the world, including the likes of Walmart, Visa, FedEx, and Huawei. As blockchain use becomes more commonplace, especially among large organizations, the use of private blockchains such as Hyperledger will continue to grow. These factors will ultimately lead to more developers and organizations having to directly purchase more QNT tokens to gain access to the platform, with the likes of the World Economic Forum outlining the importance of interoperability, and with Hyperledger indicating the importance of platforms such as Overledger in solving limitations in blockchain offerings. Overledger and in extension Quant could see further increases in its utility, especially over the long run. What are your thoughts on Quant? Is Quant the future of interoperability? Let us know your views in the comments below. Become a Crypto Clan member by joining us on Telegram and Twitter, where we talk all things crypto. Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe and click on the notification bell. Let us know your views in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.